All right, let's talk about the Supreme Court. Supreme Court this week ruled in favor of Donald Trump. Tell me the ramifications.
Okay, so what the case was that the Trump administration says we have a crisis on the border because millions of people are trying to get in here and claim asylum, and once they put foot on our soil, they can stay in America as long as it takes for their asylum case to be heard in the courts, and that could be 3-4 years. So we can't, as a country, absorb millions of people, theoretically, who are going to claim asylum. That makes sense to everybody, right?
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah.
So the Trump administration says, in order for an asylum seeker to have any credibility with the government, you have to claim asylum in the first foreign country you get to. So therefore, if you're in Honduras, the first foreign country you get to and you're seeking of asylum is Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to apply there for asylum. If things are so bad in Tegucigalpa, then you want to maybe Guatemala help you. But anyway, that's the first step. You got to do it. If you're in Guatemala, first step is you got to apply for asylum in Mexico. So this cuts down all the cases that we have to immediately adjudicate on asylum.
And it makes it easy for us to be able to say, did you apply for asylum in the first country you got? No, I didn't. Okay, go home. We don't have to have a court hearing.
You can't apply here unless you do that. So the Trump administration made that rule. And immediately a leftist judge said, oh, no, you can't make that rule. It's unconstitutional. Immediately. And then the Supreme Court heard it and said 7-2, which surprised me. 7-2, no. The administration has the power to make a rule about asylum if the administration sees a threat to the country. And obviously there's a threat to the country because all these children wouldn't be separated from their parents and they wouldn't be sleeping on the floor if tens of thousands of them didn't overwhelm our facilities on the southern border. Our facilities are overwhelmed. Our courts are overwhelmed. That obviously is a huge problem that the Supreme Court recognized and said, no, the federal government has to take steps to mitigate the problem. So it was a logical ruling, certainly within the Constitution, but it just shows you the madness of Biden last night. Biden said anybody who gets here, anybody, and says, I want asylum, should be allowed to live here as long as it takes. Anybody. You can't absorb, the country cannot absorb that many people. We're $22 trillion debt now. And then everyone on the stage would give all of those people free health care.
What happens when the Democrats pick a candidate and they're going head to head and now they have to go back to the center? What happens to their base?
Well, Biden... Oh, their base. Okay. See, Biden will be able to do that easy.
Yes.
But the others won't. If Warren or Sanders, and they're the only three that have a chance, just Biden, Warren, and Sanders. That's it.
And let's be honest, Sanders doesn't have a chance. Doesn't have a chance.
No, I agree with you. You agree with me. He's out. Warren, she can't backtrack, but Biden could. Now, your question is, what about this far left base? There aren't that many of these people. The reason that we deal with this every single day of our lives is because of the media. The media trumpets them, spotlights them. But as far as numbers are concerned, you just read the numbers. What is climate change, number 18 on the list? It's 6%, 7%. It's the media that propels this far-left socialist movement into the forefront. And then the conservative media overreacts to them, all right, because they are unbelievably dopey and threatening and a problem. I said Elizabeth Warren is dangerous. She is. So the combination of the enabling by the mainstream media and the reaction from the conservative media means it's all far left all the time.